Kubai, Achieng' Oneko, Bildad Kagia, Paul Ngei, Kumwa Karuma. All these 6 guys, they were the member of Kenya, the Kenya African Union, KAU, which was a registered party before 1952. So it was believed that these 6 guys were the key leaders for the Mau Mau, of which Mau Mau was termed as a terrorism movement. And that is why these 6 guys were arrested. So they were arrested on 20th October 1952 in Nairobi. When they were arrested, they were taken to Kilimani police station. They spent a night. The following day, that is 21st of October 1952, they were now flown to different detention camps, whereby Jomo Kenyatta was flown from Wilson Airport currently up to Lokitang detention camp. Fred Kubai, Achieng' Oneko, Bildad Kagia, these 3 guys were flown to Marsabit detention camp. Paul Ngei was just taken to the industrial area, the Nairobi detention camp. Now it is the industrial area prisons. Okay, we have Kumu Wakarumba was taken to Isenya detention camp, the Kajiado prisons. They stayed there until 14th of November 1952. On that material day, they were being flown from those various areas up to Kitale airstrip. Then from Kitale via the road. Here, the first person to arrive here from Kitale was Fred Kubai. Fred was followed by Achieng' Oneko, Bildad Kagia, Kumwa Karumba, Jomo Kenyatta. The last was Paul Ngei. So this was the interrogation room. So when they were being interrogated, they were being chained using this chain, but using a padlock. They were being using a padlock. So the main charges against these 6 guys was about managing Mau Mau movement, despite the fact that these 6 guys were the member of the Kenya African Union. But it was believed, because the agenda was one. It was about the movement of the European to move outside the Kenyans' land or the Africans' land. So that was the main agenda. But the approach between the group for the Mau Mau and the KAU was a bit different, whereby the KAU officials wanted it through diplomacy, but the KAU wanted it through force. When they were here, they stayed for a period of 6 months while attending to their court case at Cheoyet High School currently. Initially, it used to be Agricultural College, whereby one of the classrooms where these 6 guys are standing was used as a courtroom. But before that, there are several questions people normally ask. Why Kapenguria? Because if you do comparison between the Kapenguria and Nairobi, there's a big difference. One, there was a fear that could these people be detained in Nairobi, they could use a lot of force. As a result, more deaths could arise. Secondly, the Mau Mau group came along the central part of Kenya. So for them to move from Kiambu County to Nairobi County would be much easier. But being that these guys are far here, they couldn't travel because there was a problem based on the public service vehicle. We didn't have enough. Another thing, for you to move from one county to another, you're supposed to have a pass. Without a pass, you couldn't move. So those are some of the reasons. Another reason was based on the judge age. The judge who was to preside over this case, Judge Thaka, had retired and he was older. So he said he can't move any further from Kapenguria going to any town. So there was a need for the suspect to be brought closer to him. That is why these guys were brought to Kapenguria. Here in Kapenguria, they stayed for a period of 6 months while attending to their court case at Cheoyet High School. Also, keep in mind that if you take somebody to court, you need to provide witnesses. There were several witnesses, men and women. But there was one guy who was neighbor to this old man, Jomo Kenyatta, who testified that they received an order from Kenyatta's hand, and that was a clear indication that Kenyatta was a leader for Mau Mau. Are we together? Apart from that, when the witnesses were coming to court, they were being paid a facilitation fee for 7,051 shillings in 1952. Here it is. These are the writers. This was the facilitation fee.
It's a lot of money in 1952.
Yeah, true. Because if you compare this amount, during those early days, 1 acre of land was less than 30 shillings. And land was being sold in forms of blocks, whereby one block was 27 acres. So just divide 27 by this, how much? How many acres are going to be? Well, Rosan Macharia testified before the court that he received an work from Kenyatta's hand. He also went with those items which are being used during the officiating of the oath. These are the goat's horn, calabash with the fresh blood, and whisk, and many more other things. Also, when the judge or when the prosecution saw that his evidence were more weighty, he was given other goodies. The goodies, number one, he was given, he was told, should we succeed in this case, he was to be taken to UK to study. Upon the completion, he has to come back, he was to be given a government job. Upkeep for the family and security for his family. Well, these things are found in the appendix 5 here. Well, the guys succeeded, and these guys were sentenced to prison for a period of 7 years. Starting from Lokitang, then later, some were moved to Lodwar. Is there any question?
No, I can follow you.
Okay. The principal witness or the key witness testified against these six guys. Well, in 1957, he was given the first offer, whereby he was taken to UK, but things didn't materialize, whereby he found some of his fellow Africans who were in those institutions who started demonstrating, calling him a traitor. The UK government saw this guy to be a threat to the national security of the UK. The guy was deported back here in Kenya. That is in December 1957. The following year, that is 1958, he went to the DC's office and he swore an affidavit that he received, he gave false information against these 6 guys. After he had passed several guys telling them, no, I gave false information and whatever, so how can I be helped? He was told, go to the DC's office and swear an affidavit in order for these 6 guys to be released. Well, he swore an affidavit. He was also taken to court and sentenced to prison for a period of 7 years in Lokitang. Any question?
No question. As you served unto you.
So with this point, we'll move a bit faster. So this was the cell for the cell rooms. Just get in. So this is about that comfortable. So when you're locked in, so this is it.
Wow.
Dark, no light, cold,
light and whatever.
no bed.
Yeah. This second cell was used by Chengoneko. Later the guy was moved to the last cell, so we'll talk then.
Curator,
Yes.
what I'm asking is,
Yes.
how comes these ones have names?
Names. Very good. We have got a problem with the media. Number one. If you are going to write here Chengoneko was in this second cell, later transferred to the last cell, then the last cell you put the same name, you'll be termed, or the total number will be 7. Kapenguria 7.
I understand.
And it will seem like propaganda.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Propaganda. So this is the Bill and Kajia's
Yeah. Same. That's just. Let me see.
So this is for the Queen of Karumba. So among the 6, he was the first to die.
By natural causes?
No, he was shot by one of their main soldiers in Uganda. Yes, that is in 1973. Because life after prison, this guy opted for business, whereby he was doing business between Kenya and Uganda.
Oh, okay. So of course they couldn't let that happen.
President of the Republic of Kenya.
Jomo Kenyatta. Sorry. And he was president?
Yes.
Once? He was a president too?
Yes, he was the first.
The first president?
I believe there's a story there.
Yes, there is. This is where you relieve yourself. Right? Yeah. So it was also part of torture.
Nothing more than a bucket to
Yes.
relieve
That was
yourself.
it?
And Paul Ngay was detained here.
So among the 6, the youngest was Paul Ngay. Yeah, this guy also served as a member of parliament for Kangundo for 27 years, but later was declared bankrupt.
Washira, I've not heard you asking what that bucket is for.
Yeah, we've already been told. Now he was moved to this end.
This is the last side. Okay. This guy was moved from the second cell to this last cell based on language barrier. The other guys were from NGEMBA community, that is Gikuyu, Embu, Ameru, Kakamba. And remember, we talked of the oath taking. So it was believed all the gamers participated in the oath taking for the Mau Mau. So that was the main reason why this guy was separated from the other guys. Also, he didn't understand the language, but he couldn't be released simply because he was the general secretary for the THAAYU. So it was believed he knew the secret between the Mau Mau and the THAAYU. Among the 6, he was the last to die. He died in 2007, 9th June. Yes. Within the West Pokot County, now we call it county. Initially, historically, it used to be called Souk District. Later, the name Souk was changed to West Pokot District. Now it is West Pokot County. In this county, you will find a true community. That is the Pokot community being the majority. The minority are the Cherengani people. So these are some of the artifacts for food preparation tools which were being used by the Cherengani community. But some of these things have also been shared among various communities in Kenya.
That's a millstone.
Yes, these are grinding stone. Yes. These are calabash.
How old is that? You know?
Sometimes because we don't have exact documentation.
But it's quite old.
Yeah, it is quite old. Because the collection was done by 1973. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here we'll talk about this one item, the bigger skin. These are Deep Brothers monkeys. So, these are all being worn by the Cherengani prophet. So you kill several monkeys, you remove the skins, then you stitch them together in order to come up with this cloth.
You said monkeys?
Yes, monkey skins.
Monkey skins.
Yes. So this you could only put on this cloth during certain ceremonies, during the initiation and even wedding. So I'll show you just a photo of one of the prophets.
Yes, Chief.
The last prophet.
One real quick question.
Yes, sir.
This is the when did they use the bull's horn?
This horn.
This horn.
This one is for putting the geese inside,
Mhm.
or even to offer to cast
Is it-
evil.
Ah,
Yes.
okay, okay. Is it for libations too?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So this is how the prophets look like
Ah,
for the Cherengani people.
A prophet in the
Yes.
now the gap that you just
Yeah.
showed. And I'm guessing this was for snuff.
Yeah, true. I remember.
okay. There? Okay. Cherry younger that the colonizers kept that needs to be returned.
Well, what I've got on record, which are being stolen from the Nandi community.
Mm.
That is the community which I've heard of, and even some were returned.
Some will return.
Yes.
The remains, artifacts that were stolen from the tribes and get returned. But I've been trying to get information on what is it that was taken and what is it we need to get back.
So what, in fact, with those ones, especially as pertains to the Nandi community,
Mm-hmm.
unless you visit the Nandi Museum, because that is where you can get a clear documentation of what they have and what they are still claiming.
The 90 Museum.
The Nandi Museum.
Okay, 90.
Okay. So this is a snake. This is a Gabon viper.
I think they never.
So it is here due to public demand.
That's a big old.
Between 4 to 40 plus young ones, then nature takes control.
Poisonous?
Very, very. The hemotoxic type of venom. Yeah. The pokot community. Also, the pokot community have been divided into two groups. We have got the highland pokots and lowland pokots. When we talk of highland pokots, these are the pokots who come along this area where we are. If we are going to talk about the lowland pokots, these are the group of people who comes from the semi-arid areas.
The bandits.
Yes.
Mm.
So for the Highlander, this is the first wife hat, second wife, then boyfriend. So you can just get in and then see if there's anything you don't understand, then we discuss.
Second wife's hat.
Yes.
Can you fit in there?
Fit in.
Can we push you?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. So this
So
is
that's the
second
bed.
wife.
Second wife.
So this is the father's bed. Then the other one is the mother's bed.
Oh, okay.
Behind you, this area is for sheep and goats.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting. Okay.
Have you ever tried?
No, I've never done that. You just grind the stone
you try?
onto it? Okay.
Can you try it?
Let me see.
Okay. Come this side and take that. This side, eh?
This side?
This guy who is taking a video. Can you take a video?
You just put it underneath it.
You guys should be asking how old are those things?
Yeah. How old is that?
Like this one, it is from 1974.
74?
Is when the collection were done, eh?
Was done.
Yes.
This one seems a little bit larger.
Yeah.
First wife.
The
Because
first
he's the
wife.
owner of the home. And he owns everything. Eh?
And what would this be? Because I've seen it in both hats.
But what have you seen placed inside it?
The utensils.
Yes. So this is like the shell, which you normally put in the kitchen and hotel. It acts
And this is just a sitting area, right?
no, not a sitting area.
That's a bed.
Eh?
Oh, that's a bed?
Yes.
Ah,
This is a bed. Eh?
okay.
Some of these guys who come and eat chips.
They all-
And throw tomato sauce. There was a high level of security those days. There are no padlocks.
See the bending?
Bending is part of culture.
So the bending out of the hat is part of the culture. Now this is the boys' hat,
What is that?
the karachina.
You see, the boys, they provide security to the
Right.
to the family. That is why their door is not narrow; it's bigger.
Because they have
So
to.
yes, they have to run out very quickly. Yeah. So that is the bed.
That makes
boys.
sense.
But sometimes they normally sleep on the floor.
On the floor.
Pastoral
These
homestead.
are now the pokots who comes from the lowland areas. But they normally use cow dung mixed with the water to do the roofing. Instead, we use the cement for durability because we don't have the animals here.
Ah.
Yes.
So this is lower.
Yeah. The lowland pokots. So being that they stay in a place on a temporary basis. When the pasture is finished, they have to move and search for the pasture and water.
That's why they use the dung and everything.
Yes.
Because it's not for permanency. Ah.
But we are still they're under renovation.
Njirungi.
Community. These are the men. I hope that video you won't share to the media.
No.
So these are some of the items which are being used by the Roland pokots.
Lowland.
A larger battle for democracy itself in Europe. And it is a message that has resonated with EU leaders. Several have marked the anniversary by making pledges of continuing support for Ukraine. Here for one is European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. 1 year on, from the start of his brutal war, Putin has failed to achieve he finds us united and determined to stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes.
Yes,
Instead of dominating the whole by his power, he has seen us made source of weapon